Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie Davis. I'm the group exercise coordinator at the Southern Saratoga branch, YMCA in Clifton Park, New York. I'm going to show you a quick 20 to 30 minute active older adult cardio exercise that you can do at home. You can have a chair, you can also use cans of soup and waters. So modify as you need to. Let's get started. So we're just doing a simple march. Move the arms a little bit. Got to warm the shoulder joint. We want to warm up the hip joint and the knee joints. Nice, good breathing in the nose and out your mouth. Think about warming the entire body up, using your breath, slowly picking up your pace. I'm landing toe, ball, heel. That's to protect my knees and my arches. If you want to add bigger arms, you start to add your bigger arms. Now when I count you down from 3 to 1, we're going to take this to a heel curl movement. 3, 2, 1. Watch my legs. My heels are now coming up towards my fanny. I'm still moving my arms. I'm still breathing, and I'm slowly picking up my pace. Think about keeping the knees underneath your hip line. Think about allowing those elbows to pull back wide. I still have a nice tall body. Posture is everything. So by now, hopefully, you feel your breath rate coming up a little bit. Nothing crazy. We're still warming up. When I count you down this time, we're going to take it to a side toe tap. 3, 2, 1. Watch those legs. Now I'm taking my toe taps out to the side, and I'm taking my arms opposite of the legs. Getting a little bit bigger movement now that we're loosening up and warming up. We're happy and we're smiling because you got your blood flowing, and your body can't help but to be happy when you're exercising. Moving the blood through the body, increasing the capabilities of your lungs, strengthening your bones. When we go back around to the beginning, we're going to march, heel curl, and side toe tap one more time. 3, 2, 1. So here we go back to marching. Now let me show you an option that you can use if you prefer to use a chair. You keep going. You can always have a hand on your chair if it helps you to feel more comfortable with your balance. You can also take this chair and march in place. Everybody's still going, head and shoulders over your hips. Keep breathing. Now when I count us down, we're going to go back to those heel curls, and I'll show you your options again. 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to move the chair out of my way, and we'll start with those heel curls. Same movement, except if you want to get even bigger, you can start to take those hands a little bit higher than your head. So let me show you that chair option again. You can place that chair by your side and use that chair for your balance. You can still move one arm, it's better than none. And again, you can always pick up your pace or slow your pace when you need to. Now I'm going to show you the chair option as well. So keep going like this, and look at this option. You toe tap underneath the chair. You're using the same muscle group, which is your hamstrings. You're working through your knee joints, and it still keeps your breath rate going up. When I count us down again, we're going to go to those side toe taps, and I'll show your options. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to move the chair, and we're back to our side toe taps. Maybe get those arms a little bit bigger. Perhaps you reach further away. You lengthen your leg a little more. Now I'm going to show you the chair option. You keep going as always. I'll place the chair in front of me this time, and I'm going to take those taps out to the sides. So I'm still bending through my knees a little bit. I'm still working through the hip abductors. These help your legs to go to the side. I still have good posture, and I'm breathing. I'm going to show you your chair option as well. Keep going. We'll have a seat, and we're just going to tap the legs out to the side. Breathing. Take the legs as far apart as your hips say it's okay. If there's any pain or popping in your hips, bring those legs a little closer together. We'll do a few more seconds here, and then I'll count us down, and then we're gonna work on a balance position. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna work on our balance. The heart rate's gonna come down just a little bit, but we're not here very long. Have your chair nearby, just in case. Option 1 is to lift the heel of your right or left foot. Option 2 is to lift that leg off the ground. Option 3 is to hold your leg up. And then your last option is to take the hand off of the chair. And think about holding these positions as long as you can, up to about 30 seconds. We'll count down from 10 together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take that leg down and do the other side. Remember your options. Let's start with the hand on the chair. We lift the heel, or you lift the leg, or you hold that leg up, or you take your hand off of the chair. Now together we'll do this from 10 seconds. You can always stay longer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. You could take a sip of water if you'd like to right now. Otherwise, let's go back to marching. And we're going to ramp up our leg position just a little bit from the last time. This is always a good position to come back to if you get a little bit winded. We're going to start to take the heels to the front, and then if you're ready, we're going to start to lift the leg. So what we're working here is the hip flexors. By keeping our leg straight, it's more weight on the hip flexors, which makes them stronger. Now remember, you could hold the chair, don't forget that. Flex those feet, and you're only going to go as fast as you can keep control. If you wanted to add arms, maybe you slow the legs down, but you're adding the arm movement. I'm taking my time, I'm not rushing, I'm definitely breathing. When I count us down, we're going to take this leg lift from the front, and we're going to take it behind us. 3, 2, 1. So now we're just going to lift the leg behind us. I'm going to turn so you can see my position. See, if you notice, I'm not lifting it very far, just enough that I can feel my hip extensors, which is your fanny muscles, lift the leg. My back is neutral. I'm still breathing. And now I feel even better because those endorphins from exercise have really started to kick in. Now when I count us down from 3, we're going to take this leg lift from the back to the side. 3, 2, 1. So now I'm going to take that leg lift to the side. Arms are always optional. You can keep them at your hips. You can go a little faster than me. You can go slower than me. You can lift your legs just a little bit. Whatever works for you, so you feel like you're getting your exercise in. We're now working our abductors. These are those hip muscles that allow your legs to come out. Think about having to sidestep over something that you see on the floor. Keep breathing. When I count us down, we're going to go right back to the front. 3, 2, 1. Let's lift that leg again to the front. Now I'm going to bring the chair out to show you those secondary options. Keep going. So you can always keep your hand on the chair. just like this. If you prefer to sit down, what you can do is you can lift your leg while you're in the seat. Maybe it's not as high, that's okay. Little bit goes a long way. Head, shoulders, hips, think about gentle pulling of the belly, breathing, don't add any extra tension to your shoulders. When I count us down, we're gonna take those leg lifts to the back again. 3, 2, and 1. I'm taking the chair away. I'm gonna lift those legs up to the back. Remember, just like last time, we're gonna keep our head and shoulders lifted. We're only gonna lift those legs as high as what feels right. And you can always add your arms. Maybe you start to reach higher than your head and lift that leg a little higher. Think about reaching for something at the top of the pantry shelf. Let me show you the option here in the chair as well. Keep going here, or do the same thing, but have the chair there to help assist with your balance. Sometimes it's more coordination than balance, and that's okay too. When I count us down, we're gonna bring it to a nice, easy march. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, easy march. We're gonna go back to another balance position. So when you're thinking about changing over from your cardio to a balance, can you say 3 to 5 words out loud without having to take a breath? So just like I'm talking to you, you could talk back to me. If that's how you feel, we're gonna bring those legs down and we're gonna move into another balance position. It's called the tree. We'll start with our hands on our hips. Take that right leg, lift the heel, and open up your knee to the side of the room. This may be as far as you want to go. This is still good. You're opening your hips. Option 2 is to take that foot, lift it off the floor. Notice that my foot is not on my knee joint. It's between the ankle and the knee, not on them. I'm actively pulling this top leg back. I'm using those hip extensors, your fanny muscles, to pull the knee back. Option 3, you can take those arms up anywhere you want to go. I'm showing you lots of options here. Now notice how your left fanny cheek is working hard to keep you balanced. Your left leg feels like it's working more than the right. That's good. Now you stay here. Let me show you the option with the chair, and then we'll count down together from 10. Think about your chair being at the side of your body. Your knee comes up to where you feel is good, and you can place your other hand anywhere you like. So let's count down from 10 here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that leg come down. Maybe shake your hips a little bit. Let's do the other side. So we start off nice and tall. We lift that left heel and we open up that left knee. Feel that expansion in the hip. These get tight. Now your second option was to bring your foot towards your calf, in between your ankle joint and your knee joint. You're gonna actively pull this leg behind you so that you feel the muscle work right through here. And here you have the option of taking your hands off of your hips, opening them up wide, go where you feel the best, and you can also keep your hand on the chair the whole time. So we'll count down from 10 together with this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and good. A couple of hip circles just to loosen those up a little bit. And we're gonna get to the very last round of the cardio, and we have one more balance after that, and then we'll take it to a stretch. So I'm gonna move my chair again. And we're gonna go ahead and start marching. Remember, this is where you can come back to if you feel like you need to recover. Now from here, we can start to lift the leg to the front and across the hip line. Think about using your inner thigh muscles. Remembering there's not an inner thigh muscle, there's several muscles that pull your leg up and across the hip line. We're still breathing. Now I have my hands on my hips to start off with because this is more of a balance challenge. When you feel that you have the rhythm, maybe you take your hands and you play with them. Take them wherever you feel is challenging for you, but is safe. Think about flexing your feet and going at a pace that you have control. Don't go too fast. Slower is always better if it means you have good form. Now I'm gonna count us down, and then we're gonna take these leg lifts to a back crossbody toe tap. 3, 2, and 1. So all I'm gonna do is take my leg, cross behind me, and toe tap. Now I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see the side position. Head and shoulders are still in line. My chest is still open. And I'm gonna turn around again so you can see it from the back. I have a little bit of a hip turn. And I'm at a nice, comfortable pace for me. Now you could pick this up a little bit if you wanted to. Another option would be to really take your leg back behind you. You have that flexibility here because your toe is coming down to the floor, which helps with your balance. I have my arms low, but maybe you brought them higher. As long as your shoulder joint is okay with it, you're good to go. Now when I count us down, we're gonna take these cross-body back toe taps to a leg lift in the front that's wider than the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Now look how my leg is lifting up to the front, but my feet are wider than my hips. I have robot arms, because for me, it helps with balance. But maybe you want both arms. Maybe you want no arms. If you feel like those legs could go a little further wide, take them just a little bit. Still breathing. You can say 3 to 5 words to me. Matter of fact, you could say, I love the YMCA. Thank you for these videos. So I'm gonna count us down. We're gonna go back to the front leg lift straight in front. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna come back to the front. As you feel comfortable, you'll take those legs across the body again. Maybe this is not quite comfortable for you. Maybe you go to a cross-body toe tap. You keep going here. Let me show you the chair option as well, because there's always chair options. You can lift and just very gently cross the leg. Now remember, if your doctor has told you not to cross those legs over the hip, modify this. Maybe you just lift them instead. Nice, comfortable breathing. So I'm gonna count us down, and you know where we're going, to that back toe tap, crossing the body. 3, 2, and 1. Taking that toe tap across the body behind us. Really try to feel your toe touch the ground. That means you're getting a full extension in those hips and legs. Remember your arms, I showed you, you could go higher. You could take them out. Maybe an extra challenge would be to wave them up in the air. Puts a little more demand on your heart rate to get that blood going up towards those fingers. When I count us down, we're gonna take this to a march. 3, 2, and 1, marching. So here's that moment in between our cardio and our balance movement that we let our heart rate come down. We start to feel like we could definitely say 3 words. 5 words is pretty easy without having to take a breath. Now it might take you a little longer than me. or maybe you get there before I cue differently. Listen to your own body. You can always press pause anytime you need to. That's the benefit of these videos. So I'm gonna slow my walk, and then I'm gonna take a nice breath. So this balance position, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. We're gonna have my hands at the hip to start off with, and I'm gonna take my toe behind my body. Now from here, I'm gonna bend a little bit in the hip, and then I'm gonna lift that toe, maybe just a ½ an inch off the floor. If you feel like this is fine, but you'd like more, maybe you teeter-totter your upper body and lower body. Maybe you take your hands away from your body. The chair option is to put your hands on the chair. It gives you a little bit of support for your back. So I'm gonna count us down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put that leg down. Just a little bit of a hip circle. And then we'll do the other side. This is a great video to do several times because the more you do it, you start to remember what exercises are coming, and you don't have to switch from one to the other because you know what's coming ahead. I'm gonna turn to the side, take a nice breath. I'm gonna take that toe behind me, and then perhaps I lift the toe off the ground. This is a balance move in and of itself, so if this is where you wanna go, that's fine. Maybe you bend at the hip a little and lift that leg a little bit higher. Or maybe you choose to use your hands on the chair. Wherever you go, if it's what you should do, then it's the right exercise. I'm gonna count us down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna bring my leg down. Little gentle hip circles. Nice breathing. It should be well under control right here. We're gonna finish this session out with a little bit of stretching. We always wanna stretch, especially after exercise. We'll start from the toes and we'll work our way up. With or without the chair, you can take that right heel behind you and gently press it in towards the floor. So you're looking to find a stretch on the lower portion of your right leg. We're breathing. It feels good here. Take a nice big breath, get a little deeper, and then as you exhale, we'll come out and then take the left heel behind you. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the side position. This is with the chair. This would be without. And if you notice, I'm gently pushing the heel towards the floor because I'm looking for a stretch right through here. Take those big breaths. You might also feel it in your hip flexors. Take a super big breath, and as you exhale, bring that leg back towards the front. Now we're going to take the right heel in front of us this time. Our toes are to the ceiling, and we're going to bend at the hip with a nice straight spine until you feel the stretch along the back side of your leg. Now I'm looking up so I can see you. Ideally, you want to have a neutral head position. So think about looking down at a diagonal. Breathing, the more you flex your feet, the deeper your stretch. Take one really good breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly come up, and let's switch sides. I'm going to do the side profile again so you can see me. My heel is in the front. My foot is flexed. My spine is nice and long. And I'm just relaxing to feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Breathing. Take that super big breath. See if you can go a little further. And then exhale, gently come on out. We're going to do a few side bends, not very big, especially if you have any lower back issues. Smaller would be better. We're going to take our feet together. Either your hand is on your hip or on the chair. Take a nice breath in, and we're gonna reach up and over across the top of our body. Feeling that stretch right through the side area of the hip. Your belly button is still pulled in just a little bit, and we're trying to relax. No extra tension in those shoulders. Maybe take a bigger breath, perhaps reach a little further, and then you'll exhale and release. Let's do the other side. Hand on your hip or on the chair. We're gonna reach up and over. So I'm showing you with my hand on my hip, because it should either be on your hip or on the chair. Avoid just letting your arm hang. We always want to give our back some support. My knees are soft, they're not locked out, and my chest is open. Take a nice big breath, perhaps you go further, and as you exhale, you'll come back up. All right, let's get the back of our shoulders. We're gonna take that right arm across the body and gently pull it in towards your chest. Think about keeping this arm below your chin line, and think about keeping this shoulder away from your ear. Take a nice big breath, maybe a little further. As you exhale, release, and we'll switch. Gently pulling the arm in. Don't force the stretch. If you don't feel that stretch, that's okay. Sometimes you don't feel a stretch when someone else does. Take that nice breath, perhaps go a little further, and then we exhale to release. Let's get our chest in the front of our shoulders. So I'm gonna turn around so you can see. I'm just gonna take my arms back behind my body. If this is as far as you want to go, that's good. Or you could take your hands together and then gently pull the arms up and back. This is a much deeper stretch in the front of your shoulders. Make sure it feels good to you. Big breath, inhale deeply, exhale and relax. Let's just get our necks, and then we'll take 3 big final breaths together. So we're gonna take the right ear towards your right shoulder. Just let the head weight do all the work. Slowly lifting and taking the left ear to left shoulder. And we'll come back up to the top. Now look over that right shoulder. You're still breathing. You're still trying to be nice and tall. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, just take your gaze over your left shoulder. These should feel good. Think about your neck mobility when you're trying to drive and look behind you. Nice breath in. On the exhale, you'll come forward. A very small chin tuck towards the chest. And then a very small look upwards, just until you feel a little stretch. And then we'll bring our gaze back to the front. Let's do 3 big breaths together, and then we'll be done. So let's take a nice breath in. Arms are optional. Nice and deep, and then exhale, relax the whole body. Let's do that again. Maybe a deeper inhale. Let your chest expand forward. Exhale when it feels good. Let's do 1 more together. On our inhale, think of and give yourself a positive compliment for the last several minutes, and then we exhale. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.